Here we are at Capo Beach. Not too bad. Johnny's got the new Mercedes Sprinter van set up. Pretty epic. We're about to do our first podcast. It's only been a few weeks. What do you think, John?
Yeah, a few weeks. Feels like months.
Let's do it.
Well, we haven't filmed in a while.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Where are we at? What's this location you picked for us?
Capo Beach. Hello, America. Actually, hello, world.
So I don't know about you, but I continue to see the numbers.
Yep. Constantly.
It's been a lot going on. I feel like it's been... I think I'm catching skin cancer as I'm talking to you. But it feels like it's been like a month, 2 months since we recorded. Hopefully, we might parse this one out into a couple different versions. Man, for me, so maybe let me ask you first, how are you feeling in general? Like, how are you? I mean, we started talking about awakening on this channel and really talking about how you manage day to day. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'd say now it's just a matter of using it as the tool. It's the tool, you know. You obviously you get that POW in the beginning, and the POW kind of wears off, but you still get the little, hey, I'm still here, right? You get those all the time. So yeah. So and then you manage it with everyday life, you know. I mean, I could be going to Home Depot and be stressed out. I just put on Bernie or somebody before I go into Depot and then just chill, and it brings me back down to a good, nice, mellow level and level-headed and all that. So
I think when we filmed the last time, I think it was actually in my backyard. I talked about having a couple of tough days. I think since then we got 6 weeks of consecutive rain. And the viewers don't know, but you know, I think you've probably been my pseudotherapist, but I've been going through a divorce modification. It took more than 2 years because of the court system's been backed up with COVID, etc. But that finally came to a conclusion a week and a half ago. And I think it's less about so it's, you know, after you go through a divorce, you got to go back 5 years after. You just have to revisit everything and wind stuff down. I'm remarried and she's got a fiance. But that creates tension, you know, that kind of fighting and the lawyers. But now that that's done, I think the most important part from my perspective, I just wanted the family, you know, we had 4 boys. I wanted things to settle down. I wanted to be happy and loving and get back to co-parenting in a healthy way. But I feel like we're actually moving in that direction after week and a half. So I think what I would say from my perspective is it feels like those tools that we have learned, and maybe that's the reason I was supposed to go through all this, was to figure out how powerful meditation is, to figure out how powerful being the outside observer, really connected to being, you know, in the present moment, to how you're feeling. What's going on inside of you? What's bubbling up? What's gonna, you know, bubble over in your relationships?
Plus letting stuff happen, because I know that, God, there was times you just wanted to get in your car and drive away and not deal with this stuff. And so I think, I remember the time, I mean, we had this conversation many times, but you basically said, just gonna let it go. It's all gonna work out, and it took it took 2 years, but it all worked out, and it actually, I think you are happy with the outcome, and
incredible in all respects. It's funny. I texted you the day this last day we were in court. It feels like we've been in court so many times, and we just don't make a lot of progress. But we were there, and our lawyers were talking about a negotiated settlement before we went in front of the judge the final time. And I told you that, you know, I have my phone and I was trying to practice what, even the video I did in Cozumel about go and let it flow, right? And I think you're a big proponent of that. I've learned a lot. And I was sitting outside the courtroom playing a chess app because I was trying to distract myself that my little 10-year-old put on my phone playing chess against a computer. And I texted you because I was getting anxious. We were an hour into the hearing time we had allotted. I was afraid they were going to push this out another 4 months, and I was literally hearing the voice, you know, your voice in my head about, let it go, just let go, let it unfold, let it happen. There's a plan, let it happen. Literally telling myself that in my head, and then I look back at my phone. I go out of the chess app, and what is it? What time is it? 2:22. 2:22. There's the numbers again.
Didn't you win the chess game too?
I won the chess game, but yeah.
So it said you won.
It said you won.
And then you looked at
I
it.
said yes, and then I go, oh my God, we've wasted an hour of the time with the court, these guys negotiating, and then I exited the app, and the time on my phone was 2:22, and it was like a message from the divine, from the universe that said, hey, don't worry, we got this. And then within 5 minutes, my attorney came back from the room that they were negotiating in. She said, we're done. We got a settlement. We're going to go in front of the judge. We're going to sign it off, and we're done. 2 years
How beautiful is that?
of the angst and the back payments and just so much inner anxiety. So great example of, and we'll all have our version of that story. It's just something different. It's a family member or a coworker or a boss that you don't feel treats you right. That's something. There's always something that that can drive you crazy, and you can let it eat you alive if you're not totally constantly observing yourself and using the tools.
Yep.
So I know I'm talking a lot, but I just have one final thing. Through those 2 years, morning meditation, 20 minutes. What's your day going to be? Who are you going to be? How are you going to behave? Evening meditation. How were you today? When did you start? When did you go back to that old self and think about those past negative thoughts? Or did you actually do what you said you were going to do in your morning meditation? Hold yourself accountable. And the third thing I'm going to show on the screen is my screensaver on my phone. Those certain topics that if I'm ever struggling, like I was in the courtroom, I just look at my screensaver. And what does it say? No thinking, be in the present, let it unfold. There's a plan. Don't push the river.
Yep.
Surrender. It's coming. What's coming is supposed to come. Not that thing you thought you should have had way back when. It's something else that's coming, and there's a plan. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
I agree. It all works out, and yeah, you try to put yourself in that future self, but sometimes it takes you in a different direction that it was supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
You know.
It's amazing.
But yeah, it's good stuff.
And I feel like it's just the awakening. I feel like a year and a half now, something like that. I feel like it's just settling in. It's just settling in. This, just a very peaceful, calm. We always have flare-ups, and I'm able to get back to that just a peaceful, calm kind of existence, knowing and connected, and it's this strange calmness. It's amazing.
Inner peace.
Inner peace.